Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sidney Katz. I'm a Montgomery County Council member who represents the 3rd District for Montgomery County. And I'm delighted that you're joining us on our Zoom for business briefing. It's hard to believe that it's our 17th business briefing. And the purpose of these briefings are to help local businesses and nonprofits navigate through our new economic reality. And we're dealing with reality, whether we'd like to or not, we're dealing with the reality. And I'm delighted today to welcome two wonderful guests, Marla Bielotnik, who's the Executive Director of the Latino Economic Development Center, which is also known as LEDC, and Bethlehem Stefanos, and she and her husband, Ermirios, are owners of the Metro Coffee and Convenience Store in Rockville, and I know they have some other businesses as well that we'll touch on. Both guests will share their experiences over the past year and can go beyond the past year, and we'll take questions from our Zoom audience. You may please send your questions to the chat box on the right of the screen. And before we start, I wanted to thank once again Susan Kennedy, who moderates these briefings, and she does a fabulous job, not just on this topic, but on many other topics as well. Susan, thank you very much, and please let us begin.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm excited to talk to our guests today about what's happening in their world. So first, I'd like to turn it over to Marla. Marla, give us a sense of what LEDC is and tell us a little bit about yourself, your role there, and the mission of LEDC.
Absolutely. Of course, a helicopter just flew over my house as I'm about to start talking, but hopefully you guys can't hear that.
We ask it to do that, yeah.
Yes, well, it worked. So, anyhow, thank you so much for having me and LEDC on today. We're very pleased to be able to share a little bit about our organization and just what this year has been like for us, or this past 10 months or so. So LEDC, for those who have not heard of us, we're the Latino Economic Development Center. Always like to just make clear up front that we don't exclusively serve the Latino community. We are just equipped to serve the community because we have Spanish-speaking staff and culturally competent staff, but we serve anyone and everyone that walks through our doors or that we come into contact with. And our client who's on the show is no exception to that rule. So just always want people to know that we keep that in our name so that people know that it's a place to come. But we are also open to anyone and everyone. And LEDC is a 30-year-old organization. We are an asset building organization that focuses on two pathways to building assets. One is around homeownership. So I know the topic of our conversation today is around small business, but I like to mention that we do work in the housing space. Just for anyone who might be interested, we do have some cases of clients who have used, both sides of our organization, and those are really our best success stories. So for folks who may not know, just real quickly, we offer first-time homebuyer counseling, foreclosure prevention counseling, as well as tenant services that include organizing and just regular resident services. And then on the small business side, we offer individual coaching. We offer classroom trainings on business topics, and we also offer loans because we're a community development financial institution, which is basically a fancy way of saying an alternative to banks. We offer loans from $5,000 to $250,000 for people looking to start or expand their businesses in the markets that we serve. We also have a couple of lower dollar consumer products that are available for anyone who's looking to build their credit. Or repair credit. So that's something that we also want people to know. And then for our government clients out there, including those present on the call, we recently, in light of COVID, launched a new department at LEDC called Direct Community Investments, whereby we help governments and private organizations pass cash through our organization to residents and small business owners. And we have successfully supported the county in that. Most recently by providing a grant to medical and dental practices that were suffering as a result of COVID, and we served as the pass-through agent for that. And as a community development financial institution, we have that ability to, quickly transfer money out to others that governments may not have or may not want to. So I just wanted to share that too. And so, as I said, LEDC has been around for 30 years. We've been in Montgomery County with a physical presence in the county since 2008. But we've served Montgomery clients from our headquarters in DC for our whole of our existence. Right now, we operate out of DC, Montgomery County, Baltimore City, Arlington, Virginia, and we also have a location in Puerto Rico. So we are technically national, although the bulk of our work is regional. So I feel like I've taken a bunch of time there. I'll pass it back to you, Susan, but I'm happy to talk to folks today on this call.
Oh, that's great background for us. Lots to talk about as we move on in this 30 minutes. Bethlehem, tell us a little bit about your business, how long you've been in Rockville, who do you serve, and how's it been going?
Thanks for having me. I really do appreciate your time, everyone. And I'm so glad, Marla, you really got to the depth information. Some of them are very beneficial for me, so I'm glad that I'm able to get that. We've been in Metro Coffee over almost 4 years now, but unfortunately the business itself, when we took over, it wasn't doing well. So I really jumped in and hoping that we can transfer to a better beer and wine store, a better early convenience store for the metropolitan. And also, since we're very close to the courthouse and as well as a metro station, I was looking to get the traffic on the early mornings. However, that wasn't being the case. So whatever our expectation was really underwater, even right after a year that we took over. We were already struggling right before COVID, but by the time we're trying to change something, maybe add to a bakery or something that could the local residents or as well as the businesses needs, COVID happened, and that made it really, really worse. It's been extremely, extremely difficult because we had to cut our hours. We used to open from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Now we only serve from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and we're closed on Saturdays and Sundays. We had to let go everyone except we kept one employee at the same time. But if you ask me what the next steps are, I think these are the difficult times. However, I think these are the other times for me as an individual and as an entrepreneur to come stronger. So it gives me time home to really reflect back and what area that I have to improve with this business. Even though it's hard, I do have 4 children at home that I have to do virtual learning. It hasn't been easy running a restaurant that's on and off, indoor and outdoor dining, as well as all those other struggles that we have to go through in our other businesses. But I think I'm very, very fortunate. We got the support from LED. We got our PPP through them. And some of the grants that helped, it's not much to be honest, but at least something is better than nothing. I'm very optimistic. So I'm kind of excited that we do have a business plan, a new business plan. I'm trying to collab with a local pastry chef to convert it complete to a pastry distribution, like pastries, cakes, and cookies and so forth. So I will look into talking to Marla when it comes to the business loan and that perspective. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to work with everyone.
Were any of the grants that you applied for through the county, were you able to secure any of those, the grants that we offered?
Unfortunately, it was not enough, but we did. We had to pay rent at the time. The rent was had to be paid. We did a little deferral. However, I wouldn't expect them to completely, delete our monthly payment. They did try to adjust it and work with us. However, in the meantime, our air condition fell. We had to replace that. And we had a lot of maintenance issue we had to deal with. It did help, but not that much. And one of the challenges was, even the grants sound big for other people, for the business, some of the business like us, it was not even near to enough to really help us sustain. But it's been really a struggle. We just had to inject money from one business to another, and that's how it's been.
And I'm sorry for all of that. My background is one of small business as well. My grandparents started a small business in Gaithersburg and 103 years ago, and I actually owned and ran that business until pretty much the time I became a Montgomery County Council member. And I know the struggles, and not every day is a profitable day, to say the least. But I'm interested in the convenience side of your business. So you're looking for a bakery, and obviously a bakery. Now, I always believe a bakery can open up on a desert island, and somebody will bring their ship to you. I mean, if you have good baked goods, people will find you. But for the convenience side, the fact that you're cutting your hours back doesn't make it as convenient, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So how does that affect you?
Big time. To be honest with you, council member, it's the original idea was beer and wine / convenience store, because the store was, the way it's structured was like typical 7-Eleven store.
Mhm.
But we reached out to 7-Eleven if they were interested in to really franchise with us when we originally took over. However, they're not interested in because of the revenue that we've been collecting was not even near to what they were expecting. So we wanted to take it on our own and try to apply for the beer and wine store. Unfortunately, the zoning in that area is extremely complicated. So the liquor board approved our license. However, the Rockville City did not approve it because of the zoning. So that really had to change our whole business plan. And since this whole pandemic happens, and I think the reason I picked the bakeries because I think most of the time the luncheon, the sandwiches, that part, people start gonna working from home nowadays. So that traffic is not gonna be gone. I don't think I would have that expectation. But when it comes to bakery and the demographic in that area, it's diverse. So there's holidays, there's birthdays, there's christening, there's family events. Those are the things that I was trying to target based on the demographic. So I would hope I did find the right person who had experience back home in Ethiopia, who had a bakery shop, who went to school in Texas for a 2-year pastry chef. And we decided to collab, and I'll bring in my experience to the table and she'll come in with her passion and talent. And that's where we're gonna take it off. And hopefully, I'm very optimistic it's gonna execute soon.
Well, and it makes sense. And of course, with the coffee, I mean, bakery would certainly be something that would work with that as well. But when do you hope that the bakery part would open up?
Planning wise, everything is done. I think permitting is going to be one issue that I'm afraid how long it's going to take. And what happened is the way the place layout is, it has a good structure and permits for the current business. However, we just have to have some hood. We have to install a hood that will help to the bakery. And we already got what kind of equipment we need to work with our budgets. So as long as architectural work is in place and permitting is going to be expedited, I think maximum I would look was 3 to 4 months is that's what we're planning to open.
Great. And Marla, let me ask you, so you actually can set up a loan for people? Is that what you said? It's such an interesting system that you have.
Yeah, so we are a community development financial institution, so we do lend directly to clients. And then to Bethlehem's point, we also connected people to existing local grant programs. So Montgomery County, DC, and all the jurisdictions that we work, we were very pleased to see that local government, stepped up. And of course, the resources are what they are. And so, it wasn't always enough to keep a business afloat, but I think I do commend the county and really everywhere that we worked that funds were sort of shifted and allocated to try to support small businesses. But in addition to that, yes, we do offer loans, both for startups as well as existing businesses. And one thing I forgot to mention at the outset of the call that has been really relevant for COVID is that in 2015, we started a program called Resilient Business Corridors, and it started with an initial project in Wheaton, Maryland, where there was a big construction project erected by the county, and we started supporting businesses in the vicinity of that to help them survive through the construction and then ultimately thrive now that the building is all built and people will eventually be coming through. And that model has become so useful for COVID because the challenges are the same. It's really about an existential threat to a business, which in this case is the pandemic, which is different in nature, but the issues are still the same. So how do you survive? How do you pivot your model like Bethlehem's doing by adding the pastry element? Are there ways to move things from in-person to online? Just all of these considerations were things that we were thinking about. Thanks to the county, honestly, because of that initial project that we did, we've now been doing it with businesses along the Purple Line, and then, of course, with all of our businesses that are suffering because of COVID. But in addition to that, we are a loan fund and can offer loans to help people do whatever they need to do to stay open.
I have a question, Marla. You mentioned that word resilient, and I think, listening to Bethlehem, that's the
Yes.
first thing that comes to my mind is resiliency. And so many of the businesses like hers that have had to really, pull it together and keep trudging ahead, and how tough it is. And I know that, some of the money that you've gotten to help the food businesses, you've also used for webinars and technical assistance. Sort of talk a little bit about that and what results you've seen from investing that money that way.
Absolutely. So, part of the challenge is that a lot of times when there are programs available, there's a lack of outreach to let people know that they're even there to begin with. And so we view it as part of our role to inform people of everything that's available. And so, as Bethlehem mentioned, we also have offered the federal Paycheck Protection Program loan. We have, connected people and helped them apply to local loans, both at the county level as well as the state level. And so really those webinars have been informational, both about what's available, and then secondly, and maybe more importantly, about exactly how to apply, because the process sometimes can even just be a hurdle itself. So we have found that to be very, very useful. We have found in a lot of the cases where we're helping people to apply, whether it be for a federal, local, state program, that we're spending equal time doing, the underwriting of the deal or the application as explaining, how it works. This is what this documentation means. This is how, you're going to have to work with your accountant to pull this. It's just, it's not like a turnkey kind of thing for anyone really. But we want to facilitate that process and grease the wheels as much as we can.
Can you explain to me how your process works? If do I have to join so that I can go to one of your classes? What happens and how does that work?
Yeah. So we're not a membership organization, and everything we do is open to the public. And actually, with the new way of doing business for us too, it's actually made our workshop offerings even more accessible, because it's not that you have to visit, you're not going to a physical location. You could do it from your home. You can do it from your business, So we've actually seen our workshop numbers go up, but you do not need to be a member. And I would just recommend that you follow us on social media, because we post everything that we have on our social media, which is all on almost every site is LEDC Metro is our handle. And then you could also look at our website anytime we have a calendar that's up to date at all times. It's www.ledcmetro, that's all one word, .org.
Now, do you charge for the classes?
We typically don't. We have some offerings where we had charged because we had an external consultant coming in. I'll just give an example. One workshop that we had was helping people convert to QuickBooks. And so we had like a licensing fee associated with that. And but typically it's free of charge.
It's great.
Bethlehem, I have a question for you. And you were talking about the challenges that you've been going through. It sounds like, getting that money and accessing those grants. But overall, tell us about, has it been easy for you to find the resources that you need during this time? Has the system been easy to navigate for you?
Yes, the reason it was is, again, I'm gonna highly talk about Marla's organization, to be honest, because there is an Ethiopian chamber here in Silver Spring. However, we have not been getting information as much as we should. So that's how I get to meet her team. And not to mention, they would consistently email you and call you to know, do you know about this program that we have? They would call you if you don't know how to fill out the form. Do you know you can get this kind of documents from this accountant? Do you need help with filling out this form? So that's how I was able to get those information. And I was really looking forward to meet her, and I finally did. And I'm very, very grateful. Whatever team she created, they're really amazing, to be honest. I even got a call this morning with Richard, one of her associates, to remind me that, you haven't applied for the second PPP. Don't forget that, you need this kind of support, especially as a mother. For me, I got to juggle here and there. And now, since we cut all our sources, none of our vendors deliver the items that we need because we have to meet their minimum cap. And I'm not in a situation to meet that. So I had to go out to Restaurant Depot. I had to go to Costco. I had to go those are really, really difficult when you get this kind of reminders. Okay, if this person doesn't even know me, care this much about me and my business, I have to sit down and make it work. So yes, there have been various sources and I've been getting enough information. Thank you.
Now, are your children old enough to
Yes,
work
they
in the business?
no, you'll be very surprised. My oldest daughter just turned 16 and she is my
Candidly, you do not look like you have a 16-year-old daughter. But go ahead, yeah.
I'm grateful and I'm very blessed. But one thing I can tell you, sir, I make sure that I have to take care of myself and my mindsets because that's the only way I can keep going. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But my daughter she was amazing. She knows now how the tax system works, how to do PPP applications. She knows what to respond to my emails. It's been such an amazing journey, and I'm so proud. She's been very supportive.
That's
Well, that has a special place for me in my heart because I literally was raised behind the counter. I mean, I obviously went to school as well. I mean, I graduated from college, but my family had this small business, and I worked in there. I don't know that I should ever use the word worked. I hung around in there from the time I was like 10 years old. But my mother actually started doing the books. It was her family's business when she was 12. Now, it was a very different age, but, I believe that if you're raised behind the counter, you have a sociology course every day. It really is a real positive thing for a family. And of course, I know that business is tough now. But.
So it's been a blessing, to be honest. I looked at it in a different perspective. I was a very busy person, always on the go. But now I just reflect back. Number one, it's an asset for me to teach my kids these kind of skills. These are the skills that the school doesn't teach them. Patience, tolerance, and resilience.
Yeah, absolutely.
They see our struggles and they're very appreciative. They know where it's coming, how it's coming. She even asked, did you get the PPP? Has it been forgiven? So that's how much they involve, and I'm very blessed and grateful.
That's fantastic.
Great.
Marla, are these types of stories what you're hearing, the ones that Bethlehem is telling? I mean, are your clients or the folks that you work with, are they successful in getting the information they need? It sounds like a big job to keep up with everybody and make sure that they are, on top of all that paperwork.
Yes. And I have to echo Bethlehem, and I cannot take barely any of the credit, really. My team is so committed and they really live and breathe this every day and are so connected to their clients. It's really, really awe-inspiring, actually. But what I would say is that, this is a success story. There are plenty of business clients that we have that, not for lack of commitment or desire or energy or, effort, couldn't stay open. And I just, not to be a downer, but I just feel like it's so important to raise that up as well because as I hear the word like pivot a lot and, just sort of this is such an unprecedented blow to businesses to have this, shock to the system and the lack of revenue coming in. I think to still be standing right now is such a huge feat that should not be underestimated because it's really, who could survive something like this, really. As a business owner, it's extremely challenging.
Well, no one would ever guess that the courthouse would not be busy. I mean, there's people that go there every day from the lawyers and everyone else, and there's people that don't want to go there. I mean, that they have to go there. But the fact that they're not people in there, or I guess there's some people, but a very limited amount, is just amazing. I mean, it's just nobody would ever guess this. Nobody could ever predict it. And Bethlehem, someone did ask again. They were talking about your bakery. They got here late, and so they wanted to know where your bakery is located. And I know it's coming. The business is there, but the bakery part will be there soon, hopefully. And where is it? If you could give the address again, please.
Currently, it's the address is 202 Park Road. It's in Rockville. It's right across from the Metro parking lots. And currently it's called Metro Coffee and Convenience. We still run it as a coffee shop and people come and buy a lottery. It's a good size. We have like about a little over 2,600 square foot.
Good size.
Yeah.
Yes, the landlord is really, they're very, very supportive and there were times, as Marla said, at the beginning of COVID, my husband was extremely stressful. Really, not everybody can handle stress the same way. So I tried to focus on the positive side, but for him, it was really, really hard. So we had to sit down with the landlord, and we took the key with us to say, we're done. We cannot do this anymore. He said, I cannot keep injecting money because I can't do it. This is so difficult. But they were very supportive and said, we will work with you. We will adjust it. We don't want you to fail. You guys are two young couples. How can we help? So that's when they adjusted the rate and came with us. But she's right. It's never easy. Never. You get tested every day. Every phone call is a test. Every vendor is a test. You have this much. You have to pay this. You have to pay that. But there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just very hopeful it's going to be a better year, and with the support system that the county created, hopefully we'll pass through this and we'll see better years.
Well, you're truly an entrepreneur. My grandmother, my mother's mother, used to always, and who was in the business for a while with me. I mean, she was an older person, and she unfortunately passed away much earlier than I wanted her to. But she used to give me a lot of a lot of advice. And one of the things she used to always say to me is that it's not what you make, it's what you say. That you have to be very careful in how you buy and what you buy. And inventory is your friend and your enemy. Because if you don't have it, it's a problem. But if you do have it and it doesn't sell, it costs you twice. You bought it and it didn't sell and it took up space in your store. And so, there's valuable lessons that you learn doing the work. It really is.
That's right. Marla, one more question. We're almost out of time, so if you could keep it to about a minute. The Direct Community Investments Department that you started during COVID, correct? Can you run that through again and tell us again exactly what that is and how it's helping others?
Yes. So in that case, our customer is local municipalities or private entities that are looking to donate or pass through funds that will reach business owners or individuals. So the example that I cited most recently in Montgomery County, we served the county as a pass-through entity for grants to medical and dental facilities. We've done every program that DC's Deputy Mayor's Office of Planning and Economic Development has had for small business relief, whether that be restaurants, retail, just general small business. They had a grant. So right now we have $45 million under management in that program, and we provide customized software both to the government and client. So like someone in Bethlehem's position would have an interface where they could see where their application stood at any point in the time period that they've submitted it. And from the county or government or, private donors point of view, they can see like how many applications have been submitted, how many have been funded. It's really an incredible technology that, again, personally, I would have no idea how to design that, but if I can compliment myself on one thing, it's in bringing in really talented, smart, and committed individuals to work at LADC. Fantastic.
Okay, Mr. Katz, we have to wrap this up already, so I'm going to turn it back to you to say goodbye.
Thank you very, very much, ladies. Let me just tell you, anybody that has a bakery is my friend. Anybody that has $45 million is my friend. And so we really did enjoy meeting both of you today. It truly has been most interesting. And once again, we thank Susan Kennedy for always doing a great job. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And hopefully we were able to bring some relief during a horrible COVID experience. Thank you very much. Take care.
Allotment for the upcoming week, which would include 7,300 first doses, as well as 4,300 second doses again. And when we break this